critical.
Shout out to the homie Top G. Now, the homie Top G, I'm going to definitely put this disclaimer in there. I don't share every opinion that Top G has. I'm not a misogynistic person or man or guy. You know, I do have an utmost respect for women. I love my grandmother. I love the women that are in my life that I have shared with. I haven't had the best relationships with them, but you know, I'm a human being. I make mistakes, and obviously relationships aren't perfect. And being humans and interacting socially, it's not always going to be perfect. Not everything you're going to say is going to be, you know, the most uplifting, or it's going to be, you know, nice. I've noticed in life that, like, you're going to get the good and the bad, like, with people. And you need to take the good and the bad, and you need to learn from those and, you know, distill those learnings on the young folks so they know what's good and bad and how to interact with people, especially the young men that are out there, man. That it's just crazy, dude. The young men out there just need to treat women with respect. With respect, man. That's the biggest thing out of all of this stuff that needs to be said. Young men need to treat, even older men, but men in general need to treat women with respect. But it comes down to you treat people how, you know, you want to be treated. But if someone's treating you this way, I mean, the polarity goes into I'm going to treat you that same way. But that's not, you know, whether that's right or wrong. The whole thing it just comes down to is just treating women with respect. Women are a blessing, and you can learn so much from them. And they birth us, they clothe us, they teach us, they feed us. You know what I mean? It's only right to treat women with respect. And that's what needs to be, I guess, pushed to these young men out there, you know. But anyway, the homie Top G, he goes in hard. I like a lot of the stuff that he says. I don't share the same viewpoint as it. I will definitely say that. But I like how he says certain things because it's just not being said. A lot of folks are too scared to address these issues. And, I mean, he's hitting it like where it needs to be said. So without further ado, this is the Andrew Tate Uncensored interview with Samuel Leeds. This was just recently filmed. Let's get into it.
Thinkers keep their brain open, pay attention to things, be perspicacious. That's the general theme. And it doesn't matter whether you're left, right, liberal, man, woman, etc. It's just think for yourself. That's the general message.
Talk to me about the Matrix. When you say the Matrix are out to get you and all this stuff, who is the Matrix?
Have you seen the movie The Matrix?
I actually haven't.
You've never seen the movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh, bro, you got to watch it.
Big L on this dude. Shout out to Keanu Reeves. That's probably one of the greatest movies that's ever been made in cinema. Excuse me.
Like the Truman Show or...
Kinda. So basically in The Matrix, there's an artificial reality, a computer-generated reality, and people are being harvested for their body heat in a real world, and their minds are being used. Their minds are being occupied by this computer-generated reality. And the basic premise of the show is that their body is being used for what is important, and they just distract their minds so that their body can stay alive long enough to give the machines what they want. And I really, truly believe that's a perfect analogy for the world today. We live in a world where people are being extracted for their value, their physical value, whether you're digging holes or carrying garbage or whatever. And your mind is constantly distracted by garbage. It's distracted by TV shows and concerts and clown world. I call it clown world because it's a never-ending circus. All this garbage they distract you with. First it's COVID, and then Putin cures COVID the day he invades, and COVID's cured. And it's all just a big scam from head to toe. And the reason I call it the Matrix is because a false reality is being projected onto humanity, and they do that by controlling narratives. If they allowed people to have critical and open conversations about...
Which is a big thing that I've noticed that I don't even have to even... It's not, no one's impressed in putting this in my head. This is something that I visually am seeing. That there has been there's been certain conversations throughout the past couple years that haven't been allowed to to be voiced. There's certain dialogues that aren't allowed to be voiced. And it's like, where's the freedom of speech, man? You need to have some of these dialogues, and like for folks to be able to like hear and then make their own opinion on. You can't just be blocking folks out from being able to speak on certain things because that opinion doesn't align with yours. I mean, criticism sucks, man. It sucks, dude. It sucks, especially when you're a content creator, you're just anybody and you're making something, or, you know, you've done something and someone says, hey, man, that's wrong, or you're dumb, or you look whack, or those clothes look stupid, or your opinion is dumb, or like what you believe in is not right, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it sucks to hear that, but guess what? You need to hear that because, you know, it's nothing like being in a freaking, how they say, an echo chamber where you're just hearing yes. It's a bunch of yes men. Yeah. That's cool. Instead of like you're getting pure feedback and you're with people that are going to tell you how it is, whether it's good or bad, because those having that conversation allows you to grow, to learn from your mistakes, and to hear it from other people's point of views. May it be good or bad, or, you know, logical or not. I mean, you're getting to hear it, but you're able to, okay, I hear this. My podcast, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. I don't have these people on, or like, you know, I'm not talking about a certain thing. Okay, I'll take that in. I'll take that in for consideration. If I want to change from it, I'll change it. If I don't, then I don't. But, you know, you just taking that conversation away, how is that helping at all? Like, and then the main thing is they're taking away the voice of these folks because they're breaking the matrix. They're breaking the algorithm, the same old thing that people are spouting. They're breaking against that. They're shutting that out to the point where like their voice is being heard because a lot of people in what these folks are saying, it resonates in folks like me or just in the ordinary populace. But anyway,
let's say COVID, at the height of the pandemic, it never would have lasted 3 years. But the reason, because they censor and delete one entire side of the argument, then you're only left with their version of reality, and they're projecting a reality. And they do that with nearly every subject. There are so many subjects you can't have an open discussion on. And if they delete all of one side and only keep one side there, then that's a false paradigm. It's a false reality. And that's what they're doing. And they're convincing people to act in certain ways and do certain things which are not necessarily in their best interest or necessarily true. We live in a world where I don't think the average person realizes how much they are lied to. From the way money works is a lie, financial systems is a lie, judicial system's a lie, medical health care is a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a scam. Just go to work, pay your taxes. And that's why I call it the Matrix.
So what would you say the average person that's maybe, you know, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm being controlled, maybe this isn't true, maybe that there's an agenda behind the mainstream media and the news and the government?
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, there is. I mean, this is the thing. You made a good point, because sometimes people say to me, well, maybe there is an agenda. What do you mean maybe? How can there maybe be an agenda behind the mainstream news? You're in charge of the world. You own the news. Are you going to tell the truth? If you had a bunch of slaves and a bunch of suckers working their asses off for pennies, are you going to tell them the truth? Would you?
I mean, I can't possibly imagine that situation.
Why the fuck would you tell them the truth? Why, the truth? How does the truth benefit?
So what's their benefit then? They own everything. They own the newspapers, the media. What is the agenda of the Matrix?
The agenda is just narrative control.
Right.
The agenda is narrative control, and as long as they control a narrative, they can control the populace to do whatever they need them to do. It doesn't matter if they convince you to be afraid of the common cold and stay in your house and destroy your own business and not see your own fucking grandmother for 2 years. It doesn't matter if they convince you that the planet's setting on fire and global warming is real, and now for some reason if they tax you, it'll fix it. It doesn't matter what it is. They create a narrative. They prevent people from talking the counter to that narrative. They now own reality. You change all the Google search results. Everything online says a certain thing must be true. And then you weaponize it for your own benefit, whether it's higher tax rates or more control over or movement or giving people's freedoms away, etc. The world used to be based on freedom, especially in the Western world. during communism, etc., the Western world used to stand up and say, the difference between us and the communists is that we're free. You live in this country, it's a free country. It's a free country. But that's not the truth anymore. So now that everyone's starting to slowly understand it's not a free country, you have to replace the freedom with something else. And the only thing that humanity will accept in return for freedom is safety. So they say, listen, you're no longer free. You can no longer say what you want to say or go where you want to go or do what you want to do. You can't go outside for this 3 years. You can't do that. You can't drive that car because of fucking the polar ice caps, whatever it is. But don't worry, it's for your safety. We're going to keep you safe. And that's what it is. It's all a big fucking scam. It's a lie. The people in charge of your world don't give a shit about our safety. If something bad happened to you, heaven forbid, let's say me. Let's say I got a terrible disease. Let's say I got cancer and I went to the NHS. I'd be waiting fucking months to get anything done. But then they want to text me 4 times a day, begging me to take an injection. And that's for my own good. It's bullshit. It's a scam. It's a fucking scam. Head to toe, all of it's a scam. It's a lie.
One of the first videos I saw of yours was about university.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting to me.
Another scam.
Well, interesting, yeah. I mean, I wasn't very good at school, and when I was at school, I feel like at school, certainly my experience is they push you down one of 2 directions. It's either go on to be academic and go to university, or if you're a bit of a dum-dum, then learn a trade, go to college, learn to be a builder. And for me, I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go down the second route. Yeah. And when I was 16 and I was doing a bit of Googling, I came across some, interesting books like Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. And it was just crazy to me because I'm 16 and I'm thinking there's this whole other world about investments and business and entrepreneurship, which is completely not taught at school.
Completely, because that's not, and it's interesting you say that because I have this
facts
saying and nobody seems to understand. I say money's not real. And people say, what do you mean money's not real? Money's not real. It's not real. Money's not real. It's numbers on the screen. It's not a real thing. And once you start putting systems in place that generate huge sums of money, and once you get to the point where money basically has no value, like I do, I can go buy a Ferrari today and my bank balance will look basically the same. It doesn't change anything. So money isn't real. It's just numbers. It's all fucking invented. It's printed from the sky. It's garbage. You just have to find a way to make people understand your value, and it can just appear from absolutely nowhere. And I went from completely broke to hundreds of millions of dollars. And I know what you're saying in regards to this other world, because there is a subsect to humanity. It's kind of strange. When I was broke, when I was on a council estate in Luton, I thought everyone was poor. And now that I have money, it kind of feels like everyone's rich. I go to buy a plane and they're like, no, I'm sold out. I thought you fucking sold out of planes? I go to buy a Bugatti and they're like, sold out. I'm like, all the shit you want, everyone's bought everything. Like, and it's crazy how many people out there have such ridiculous sums of money, truly ridiculous sums of money. There are so many rich people in the world, and it's kind of like your reality is based on, it's the Matrix, right? If you're broke, everyone's broke. If you're rich, everyone's rich. And a lot of people have this separation. I was lucky to live in both worlds, but a lot of people have this separation. So.
And most people in that rich world are quiet about it. Yeah. Maybe because, have you noticed as well with the media, in every movie, the jerk is always a rich guy. Titanic, Jack's poor, but the narrative, I don't know if it's the same, you grew up in America, right?
Well, but you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself from, obviously, crime. You have to protect yourself from governments. You have to protect yourself from backlash. A lot of people do not see the risk reward of being so loud and so vocal. Yeah. I do, in my particular circumstance. But yeah, it'd be easier to be quiet about certain things.
The only thing more annoying to British public about someone being rich is them being rich and vocal about it.
And that's and I understand why, but I've built absolutely all of it myself. I started, like I said, from a council estate in Luton. I did all of it myself. And it's interesting you said about discovering that other world, because I always knew the same thing. When I was going to college, you're talking about the 2 routes. There was A-levels and B-Tech. They used to call it,
college.
College, B-Tech, like the trades, or there was A-level to go to university. So I did a separate path to you. I was going to the A-levels to go university, and I was walking to college with a couple of my friends, and a Ferrari drove past. And I said, bro, you see that? And he goes, yeah, what about it? I said, doesn't that piss you off? I must have been about 16. He goes, why? This dude has 400 G's for a car, 400 grand. I'm walking 4 miles to college because my mom hasn't got any car. He has 400 grand. Do you think he works a job? Do you think he's fucking behind a counter somewhere? He knows something about the world that I don't know.
Yep.
And they were like, well, he's rich. I'm like, yeah, I know. I didn't say he wasn't rich, dummy. I'm saying he knows something about the world I don't know. And I was intrigued, and it angered me. I couldn't sleep for weeks. I was pissed off. Every time I saw somebody with genuine money, I understood that everything I was being told and taught, and they were trying to make
Facts.
me believe just simply wasn't true.
Indoctrination,
This is
man.
bullshit. None of these people are getting these things by following the path that the system is trying to make me follow.
Some people do. I will admit, some people I've seen with those kind of cars, they do to an extent, or they started off like that, and then they built up to being able to have money work for them. We went into this entrepreneurship, and the guy, he was telling me, he was like, people are so, a majority of people now, they're just working to make money instead of making money work for them. And that is like, that blew my mind. And that's one of those things that, like, you just got to know, you got to know how to move to make that happen. That's all. You just got to know the move to make that happen. You got to know somebody that knows how to do that move, or you got to learn how to do that move. I mean, obviously, you're going to learn how to do that move if you're meant to do that. If you put in the work to be able to learn how to make that move, to have money work for you. But man, it's not being taught. It says, hey man, go get a job, go waste away at this job. You'll move up to be a manager of this store at this job. And then maybe, you'll get to a point where you'll work and you'll manage another spot, or if you keep doing this, then maybe I'll let you own this spot. And then, I don't know, man. There's a lot of information that's not being told in schools, which is that move to be able to have money work for you. It's just, hey man, you just work for money until you're freaking unable to work for money, and you've either saved up enough or you've gotten to a retirement plan or a 401k or whatever it is. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know, but he's on to something.
Nobody, and everybody intrinsically knows this. If you go to if you're at BP, you're at a petrol station, and I pull up in my Lamborghini, nobody goes, wow, he went to school. Yeah. He studied hard.
Right.
Do they fuck? They're like drug dealer, gangster. And they do that because they know that the easiest way to amass wealth is to break the rules, because the rules are not designed to allow most people to make money. You can make money within the rules, of course you can, but most people don't. Most people who follow the path work, consume, die. That's it.
Yeah.
So I always knew the same thing as you, and I knew there had to be another way. I knew that just working for money was a paradigm that wasn't true. And then you understand making your money work for you, and you understand delinking your time for money.
Yeah.
You start learning to understand these things, but eventually you build a system, and you build an ecosystem like me. I have 60 or 70 people work for me all around the world. And things just happen, and money just kind of appears as long as everything's well organized.
Do you think that it's kind of becoming more well-known, though, entrepreneurship and how to get into business now than it was, say, 10, 20 years ago?
It's certainly easier to make money now than ever before.
I think so.
Oh, it's easier than ever before to make money. I meet so many fucking 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds, kids with an e-com store or some crypto garbage, or to make quick, fast money now is almost easier than it's ever been. Now, that has advantages and disadvantages. I was talking to a young guy the other day, and he was 22, I think, and he caught a crypto pump. He made like $4 million in the last bull run, and now all the coins have gone down, whatever. He sold some. He has like $1.5 million. He's like, oh yeah, so I'm waiting for the next pump. I was like, bro, the problem with you is you've now been ruined for life, because you're 22, you made easy money.
And you're stuck in this, you're stuck on this easy money thing for crypto, when you could be using that money to expand in other avenues beyond crypto.
You think that you don't have to ever do any serious work. You also have no skill. Problem is with the crypto pump, it doesn't teach you anything. You didn't learn sales, marketing, staff management, stress tolerance.
You need that.
Nothing. He doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there just gambling on shit coins, waiting for the next one to pump. And he's 22, and his ass is never going to want to get a real job, and he doesn't have any skills. So I think he's in a lot of trouble, truthfully. And I made this clear to him. So it can be a detrimental thing. It can be a bad thing. But in terms of making money, it's certainly easier than it's ever been, because we live in a global marketplace now. You can reach the world, and all you have to do is have a message worth making people listen to. The hard part about making money today is that we live in an attention economy. You have to garner attention from people. It's difficult, right? Because anyone can start a YouTube channel, but it's getting the views that's hard, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be talented enough and skillful enough to garner attention. But if you can garner attention, then you can make money. I think that's the new modern way to view the world. It's an attention economy. It doesn't matter what you do, if you're getting attention, you'll make money from it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening en masse.
Interesting as well, because when I first started getting interested in investments and stuff, I'd start going on courses, getting mentors. Because if you want to be good at anything, you need a coach.
Yep.
If you want to, you're a world champion kickboxer.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would have been impossible if you hadn't have paid for a coach.
Absolutely.
Right. And all my friends at the time were saying to me, "Oh, that's so risky.
Yeah.
What are you doing?" And I'm thinking, you're going to uni to study drama. For 4 years, and I'm learning about property and investments, and you think what I'm doing is risky.
Yeah, investing in yourself, especially learning from somebody who is already doing what you want to do, is not risky. And you're right. The people who believe that's risky are just stuck deep inside the matrix. Because you're right, they're going to pay 60, 70,000 pounds for a degree from university, which is one, completely useless. And secondly, it's always kind of been amazing to me. You talked about kickboxing. If I want to go learn kickboxing, I expect my coach to be able to fight. If I want to go learn piano, I want to see my piano teacher play piano. Yeah. But people will go to university and learn business from a dude who's never had a business, who's broke. It's just like, it's clown world. It's stupid. Yeah. Like, education's becoming decentralized, which is actually one of my products, so I'm going to talk about it. But education is becoming decentralized now with the internet. And the smartest thing you can do is look at somebody's life and go, this guy is living or he's doing exactly what I want to do. I'll learn from him. Mm-hmm. That is the smartest thing you can do, as opposed to just going to these traditional educational systems. Because the reason university is such a massive scam, and I said this a million times, is because it exists in an echo chamber. It doesn't exist in fair competition. The reason universities still manage to function is because they'll give children loans to go to these schools, but you're not allowed to use the loan for anything else. If I were to say to the average 18-year-old, here's 50 grand. You can either start your own business, you can buy a crypto, you can buy mentorship from you, me, another millionaire online, you can fix your house up or your parents' house up, you can buy a nice car, or you can go get a degree. And you were to give them the 50 G's. How many people do you think would choose a degree?
None.
Nobody. Zero. So they link the loan to the degree. So the choices are either don't get the loan at all, or get the loan and go to school. Yeah. Which means that the universities don't exist in fair competition. There's no fair competition within the entire educational system. Right. As soon as there's fair competition, nobody would choose it because it's such a terrible choice. Yeah. It suffers from double inflation. It gets more expensive every year, and more degrees exist every year. So the value goes down, the price goes up year on year on year on year. It's a total waste of time. Yeah. But children are bored and they think, well, I don't get the money any other way, so I may as well take it. And that's why the whole educational system's a scam. I actually have my own university. I'm relaunching it. I'm changing the name, and it's going to be relaunching very shortly. But I have a university that teaches 18 modern wealth creation methods, and it's purely online. And we teach a different way to make money than perhaps the traditional system. And it's cheap. It's like $50, $60 a month. Mm. For me to get 100,000 students like I have now at $60 a month is not impressive. What's impressive is that I keep them. I'm giving more value than the $60 a month. They can go and spend that $60 in Nando's or buy some coffee or do anything else they want with it. But they choose to go to my school because I'm existing in a fair, competitive environment and I'm outperforming. A university can't do that. All these other universities can't do it because they're all a fucking scam. Yeah, they're probably comparing it to university where you're literally paying 30 grand to learn from someone who's being paid 30 grand to get 30 grand. It's all a scam, yeah.
On that note, I think I'm going to end this, folks. I think this was a pretty informative live stream, if you ask me. I think we kind of grasped or kind of went into multiple different avenues of kind of what's going on in the world right now. And it's not just a bunch of BS with drama and stuff like that. We got a little bit into that, but, we got into this business stuff. We got into, the drama. We got into what's going on, kind of with the Ukraine situation. And I feel like there was something else that I'm missing. And then we got a little bit into the Hollywood stuff, which you can already tell I skipped by all that. It's just BS. You know what I mean? But this is stuff like right here that you can learn from. You could definitely learn from. And it intrigues me to want to look up more information about business and want to look up more stuff about how to make myself better as mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's one of those big things that a lot of folks, a few small group of people are pushing for, is getting yourself right mentally spiritually and physically. I need to go back into the gym. I need to be reading some books. I need to be educating myself on more stuff of what's going on with the business stuff and what's going on with the world, because I like the world. I love the world. I want to travel. I want to learn about more like different cultures and people. I need to look up more stuff about that. Like mentally, like we need to get right. We need to physically get myself right, sharp and focused, so we can continue growing and building myself, so and giving myself the opportunity so I can be able to help people. And physically, like I see myself as I want to be bigger. I want to be more athletic, as the homie Dr. Disrespect says. I want to be more athletic. I need to look into more ways to like better myself, like eating right. That's eating right has been an issue for me for years. And like, you can lift all you want, but if you're not eating right, you're not going to get the gains that you want to get. So that's something that's like really crucial that I need to work on. The physical, spiritual, and mental side of things is super big. But the whole point of this is I think we got into a different avenues here for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got way more coming here. I think I want to do one of these like once a week, maybe like on Sundays we do one of these segments, a full hour and a half. I want to condense it down to an hour. This was kind of just branched off because we spent a lot of time on the whole Kanye thing. But I think once a week I want to get something like this and just dabble in all kinds of stuff that you can learn, got some entertainment in it, and, you know, something that, you know, drives home to the audience that, hey, like, you can consume this stuff, but you got to be learning from it. You got to get something from it besides just entertainment. You got to be learning from this stuff. I think that's a big thing for me. So, yeah, I think I've talked enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, I'm your boy KIWTB. Make sure you guys hit the like, share, subscribe, and the follow button. I would deeply appreciate it. You can hit me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/KickingItWithTimmyB, Instagram at KickingItWithTimmyB, YouTube.com/KickingItWithTimmyB, and Facebook at KIWTB Gaming. I hope everyone has a blessed rest of your weekend. Have a great upcoming week here. We're almost towards the end of the month. Make sure you guys get through it. We're almost towards the end of the year here. Make sure you guys get through it. Stay informed. Stay educated. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Help somebody out. And, yeah, stay cool, man. I'll see you guys on the next episode of KIWTB.